Hey there, everyone. My name's Anthony, and I'm here with Jessica.
Hey, everyone.
We're both writers for ATGN, and we're here today to do a bit of a unboxing booster opening video for Pokemon Sun and Moon. So let's get into it. These booster boxes come with 36 packs. I think they have 11 cards in them now.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Because I think every booster pack comes with an energy. So I'll just give you a look at the sides and the back and things like that. Hold those in here. Okay, so now if this camera tripod falls over mid review or mid video, I apologize for that. Can't do much about that. But here's one of the booster packs. Yeah, pretty standard. This one's got Solgaleo, Solageo. I can't remember how to pronounce it.
Yeah, but we'll see what we get.
Okay, so I see a Stuffle.
Oh.
Litten, Torkoal, Yungoos, two Rowlets.
Oh, that's good.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Incineroar. So there's the energy I was talking about. Pinsir, Team Skullgrunt. There's a code card. So there's our first pack. Nothing too exciting there. Probably the interesting card of this pack would be these two.
Yeah.
So Pinsir is interesting. Roof Fling. Flip a coin of heads. Put your opponent's active Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your opponent's hand.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. It's reminiscent of Drifblim back then, I think. It did similar thing, but it's when it goes back to the hand instead, I believe. I'm not too sure.
No, the Drifblim you're thinking about puts it back in the deck.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no coin flip.
That's true.
But this is kind of like the Shiftry that got banned and expanded. It had an ability when it evolved. You picked a Pokemon, flipped a coin. If heads, it went back into the deck, I think, or back into their hand. Anyway, this is way more balanced than that, so we don't have to worry too much. But whether it ends up being like really powerful with the new Decidueye remains to be seen. And then Team Skullgrunt. Your opponent reveals their hand, discard 2 energies.
That's pretty good.
And that's 2 of anything, like that can be special energy or whatever. So that combined with Umbreon GX, whose GX attack is discard 2 energy from your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, can be pretty brutal. Anyway, nothing too exciting in that one. Next pack. This one's got Primarina.
Yeah.
Open it up. It's kind of awkward opening like this because I've got a cable in the way. Anyway. Just take that aside. Spearow, Fermentus, Molval, Skarmory, Growlithe is the Rev Holo. You see how the Rev Holo pattern is different? It's got like one big symbol on the left hand side and then small ones across the rest of it. It used to be like a continuous pattern. Golduck is the rare. Energy, Boldor, Ultra Ball, and another Pinsir. So, I mean, Ultra Ball is always good. Seeing a new artwork for it's pretty cool. It's a very staple item, that one. Golduck is an interesting card in this pack. So, Double Jet. Discard up to 2 water energy cards from your hand. This attack does 60 damage for each one you discarded in this way. I'm not sure how competitive it's going to be, but it's going to be very fun to play for sure.
Yeah.
I think if you want to get into Pokemon and you want to look at a budget deck, Golduck could be potentially an option
because
for
of its low energy cost as well. You could just do big damage with it without having to worry. Yeah.
Okay. So Incineroar pack. These packs are a bit sturdier than the ones that we got at the pre-release.
Yeah. Oh, I think I see something there.
Jupiter, Boonsweet, Lillipup. Does look like something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fearow, Chinchou's the Rev Holo. Ooh, Lunala
Lunala.
GX.
That seems pretty good.
First ultra rare.
Rare,
We'll
there you
put
go.
that down.
Pokemon Catcher.
Energy. Pokemon Catcher got reprinted.
Wow.
Oh, and there's Dragonair. So we're going to talk about both these cards because they're both quite good. We'll start with Lunala because that's the one we came across first. So it's a GX Pokemon, which is like it's the new mechanic that they've introduced to the game. GX attacks can only be used once per game. So once you use a GX attack, you can't use a GX attack again. Doesn't matter whether it's this Lunala, another Lunala, a different GX.
Or a Pokemon that copies the attack of a GX Pokemon, it only can use it once.
Yeah, there's like a GX counter that gets flipped over, and that signifies that you can no longer attack with a GX attack. So, and we'll have a look. Lunafall GX. Knock out one of your opponent's basic Pokemon that isn't a Pokemon GX.
And that's just a straight knockout. It doesn't matter how much HP the other Pokemon has. Just instant knockout. And
yeah, so it's very interesting. Like, it means that you can just KO a Pokemon EX straight away. Psychic Transfer is very interesting. As long as often as you like, you may move a Psychic Energy from one of your Pokemon to another. So you got potential there for like a deck that can heal itself really well by moving energies around. Yeah. The thing to remember is that Psychic Energy can also mean cards like Rainbow Energy and Double Dragon Energy.
Yeah.
So if you're playing a deck that relies on those cards, they count as Psychic for Psychic Transfer. 250 HP is nothing to sneeze at either. But the thing that slows this deck, or this card down a lot, is the Cosmoem, the fact that it's a stage 2. It evolves from Cosmoem, which evolves from Cosmo.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And I think another thing too is the energy cost. It's all psychic energy. There's no DC and psychic.
So Lunala I don't see being played for the attacks anytime soon, unless you find a way to get those energies onto it. Psychic Transfer is a very interesting ability though, for sure. I've been waiting for a card like that to come back in the format, really. Anyway, and we got Dragonair. So Dragonair is really interesting. Its first attack, Dragon Wish. During your next turn, you may attach any number of energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon. So next turn, it says, it basically lets you play as many energy as you like during your next turn. And once that attack's done, it's done. The only thing that'll stop it is Pokemon Ranger, which removes the effect. So it's going to be interesting to see what people do with this. Maybe they play it with the existing Dragonite from Roaring Skies with Delta Plus to take more prizes. Anyway, we've got Decidueye this time. We're going to get a Decidueye pack. Okay, just take the code card out of the way. Boon Sweet, Lillipup, Paris, Firo, Litten. There's Masquerain, Rev Hollow, Primarina, just normal stage 2, Dark Energy, Timer Ball, Ultra Ball. So I guess the card to look at, I just want to see what this is. Primarina shuffles their hand into the deck and draws 3 cards. It's not that good, but funny at the same time. Primarina, the non-GX, is not that great either. The card to talk about here is Timer Ball. So Timer Ball is a new item. We've never had this as a trainer before, at least not in the last 5 years. You flip 2 coins for each head, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So this is somewhat reminiscent of Dual Ball, which had the same effect, except you could search for anything, not just evolution. So, and Dual Ball was kind of OP back then. It was in every speed deck, especially Mewtwo, Celebi, back in like 2012, those days. So I think it's really good that they've brought this back, but balanced it so that you can't just, whack it into something like Volcanion, which would love that card, I think. Anyway, next pack, Lunala. Poliwhirl, Skarmory, Caterpie, Sandygast, Roggenrola, Brionne the Rev Hollow, Lantern's the rare, Water Energy, Poliwhirl, another Brionne, another Timer Ball. So the new, like, good card to talk about in this pack is Skarmory. Skarmory's got a really interesting first attack. Metallic Sound, discard all special energy from each Pokemon.
That means including itself, hey?
Yep, so it'd be including itself and all of your own Pokemon too. So, but, I mean, there are decks out there that just love to stack energy, such as Vileplume, which Jessica here won a league challenge with. Pretty much almost all of the energy in that deck is special, so
energy, yeah.
One Skarmory would ruin it.
Yeah, and all you need to do is get a DC in your hand, attach it, and that's it. They can't retrieve that energy back, so it's a pretty strong card.
So it'll be a good tech against decks that like to stack energy and play. It's balanced sort of around the fact that your opponent can play around it, like they can just hold on to their special energies, for example. Yeah. And you can also play like Magearna EX to stop the effect.
Not
on your own Pokemon,
self,
but if you are an opponent to the Skarmory, your Magearna will protect you.
Yeah.
If it's attacking you. Alright, so next pack. Oh, I forgot to show it. Solageo. Okay. Chinchou. Paris. Poliwag. Dewpider. Eevee. Big Melisada. Poliwrath. Ooh, look at that hollow. I like that a lot.
It's wavy too. That's really cool.
Fairy, Spinder, Lima, Passimian. So we got some good cards to talk about in this pack, I think, because I think we can talk about these three. So I'll talk about Big Melisada first, because it's probably the least interesting of the lot, but it's still relevant. So heal 20, remove a special condition from your active Pokemon. It's okay. Healing special condition, like effects that heal special conditions have always been sort of outshined by effects that just say, or by just moving that Pokemon to the bench.
To the bench, yeah.
Decks, a lot of the time, are versatile enough to be able to do that and even get that Pokemon back into play if they have to.
Yeah.
Healing 20 damage is like whatever. When you're talking about Pokemon with 250 HP these days,
it doesn't really matter that much.
It doesn't really matter that much. Eevee's the next one I'll talk about. It is an Eevee that we've seen multiple times in the past, most recently in Flashfire. It's come back again, so it's got the ability Energy Evolution. Try and get it in focus there. When you attach a basic energy from your hand to this Pokemon during your turn, search your deck for a card that evolves from this Pokemon that is the same type as the energy card that you put onto this Pokemon to evolve it, then shuffle your deck. So its ability lets it override evolution rules, so you can whack down Eevee, get your energy, attach it, and then search your deck and immediately evolve it, whereas normally you'd have to wait a turn. The ability is consistency in that it lets you search for a Pokemon a different way. It lets you just grab it out using energy.
It lets you just run more energy rather than putting that space into Ultra Balls or other types of search engines. But you'd still want Ultra Ball inside, but you can...
Well, they complement each other. You use the
other.
Ultra Balls to look for other stuff such as Eevee.
Or Level Ball. Level Ball would be better, maybe. Because you could do Level Ball and then heaps of energy. That could work as well.
Yeah. So... this ability is the hallmark of a good Eevee evolution deck, for sure. So, Eevee evolves into a couple of very powerful GX Pokemon, and on the horizon there's going to be a Sylveon in the next set, so, yeah, looking forward to that. We'll see if we pull an Umbreon or an Espeon, otherwise we'll talk about it in the article. And Persimmon is really good. The second attack, Team Play, does 30 more damage for each of your bench Persimmon. So you basically swarm this Pokemon. You have 4 in play. You could even use Mew to copy the attack, so you can have 4 Persimmon on your bench rather than 1 in the active.
Yeah, that'll do more damage.
And be doing 10 plus 30 times 4, so doing 130 a turn for a double colorless energy. Nothing to sneeze at. It's very good. I look forward to making a deck with this card for sure. And it hits for weakness too.
Yeah.
So I'll bring it back out. The fighting typing lets it hit Umbreon for weakness, Tauros for weakness. There's a bunch of stuff like Darkrai is weak to fighting as well.
Yeah.
And then when you're attacking with Mew, you're hitting Mewtwo for weakness, hitting Espeon for weakness. So there's a lot of really
relevant. It covers a lot of matchups, which is good.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. That's the why.
Move those wrappers to the ground. Okay. So we got Yungoos, Surskit. Actually, I'm going to hold them in hand. Wingull, Poplio, Growlithe, Alolan Dugtrio. Look at that thing, it's so glorious.
It's so good. Look at the shine to it too. It's really cool.
The Rev Holo.
Rev Holo, yeah.
Paris. It's a very flippy attack, it's not too good. Team Skull Grunt, Metapod, Granbull. Okay. So nothing too exciting in that pack.
Yeah.
We're bound to get a few of those. Because, eventually we'll see at least one of all the cards that we sort of want to... Yeah, the cards that we sort of want to talk about, whether they're common or uncommon or whatever. So. Okay. Cutiefly, Makuhita, Snubbull, Alolan Rattata.
Oh, they brought back the...
Yeah, colorless energy attack. Sandile, Sandygast, Rev Holo, Bruxish, Rare, Metal Energy, Stany, Poliwhirl, Brionne. So we'll talk about the Alolan Rattata just for a second. It's been quite a number of years since we've seen attacks that require no energy, but there you go. No energy cost. It's like a blank energy symbol. So you whack down the Rattata, you gnaw for 20. It's pretty good. I wish I had got one in the pre-release. I would have run it for sure, because having something that can attack without needing energy is awesome. So, yeah. Other than that, nothing too noteworthy there.
Or exciting, but we'll see what we get.
Green pack. So we got Poliwag, Sandygast, another Eevee, that's good, Crabrawler, Marimini, Torkoal.
Oh, there you go.
Decidueye GX.
Decidueye.
So we're going to have to talk about that one. Fairy, Energy Switch, Trumbeak, and Corsola. So trying to give each of these screen time, but let's get to the cut to the chase. Decidueye GX. So, this is one of the most hyped cards of the set, I would say, if not the most hyped card in a competitive sense anyway. So it's a stage 2, it's a GX. So something I didn't mention before, GXs are treated like EXs where when they're knocked out, your opponent takes 2 prizes. That's why they've got heaps of HP and are really strong. So it's all about the ability. Feather Arrow. Once during your turn before you attack, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. It doesn't sound like a lot on its own. 20 damage, you heal that off. Heal that off with a big Malasada, right?
Yeah.
But
over time, it just stacks up, especially when you get more than one Decidueye on your side of the field, because the Forest of Giant Plants lets you...
Yeah. So the idea is to run multiples and use Forest of Giant Plants, which is a stadium that lets you evolve grass Pokemon straight away. And yeah, you could be doing between, from 40 to 80 heading into turns 2 and 3, per turn for free. And all you need to do is combine it with attackers that hit hard and fast.
Yeah.
And this will supplement their damage. And it's quite good too, because it means your damage output is very efficient as well. Like, you don't...
with your knockouts as well.
Yeah, you're not wasting 100 damage on one Pokemon when you only need to do 40 damage, for example. Yeah, so it remains to be seen, but this is a very, very hyped card. Hollow Hunt's not too bad as well. Put 3 cards from your discard pile into your hand. And Razor Leaf, 90 damage is fine, but... Ooh, dropped it. Yeah. What do you think, Jess? What do you think? Do you think this is going to be worth testing?
I think this will be definitely worth testing. Whether or not people will play it throughout the coming weeks will be interesting once to see it. Because although it does that much damage, there are things that it can be used against it. Like, Volcanion's still a big threat against Decidueye just because of the weakness.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's despite it having Force of Giant Plants, it's still stage 2, so it would be interesting to see how to get the deck consistent enough to be able to hit those Decidueye.
Things can still go wrong.
Yeah.
What if your opponent opens with Wobbuffet, which blocks abilities straight off the bat, and you sort of don't get a go? Like, that's
And I think without its ability as well, it's pretty mediocre. Even with its GX attack, if it says it puts it back into your hand from the discard pile, someone can just play end or other cards to shuffle back your hand.
Alright, let's try and get a wriggle on, because we're up to 22 minutes already. Yeah, I guess that the pack openings will get faster as we get through a lot of these ones.
Because we've covered a lot of cards already.
Alright, so
Litten.
Yeah, put that to the side. Litten, Yungoos, Surskit, Wingull. Look at that card art. It's pretty cute.
That's pretty funny.
Poplio, Golbat. Oh, I love that Rev Hollow. Look at that. The
It's
eyes.
Really cool,
Masquerain, Metal, Granbull.
Oh,
the new dog colors, and Pyukumuku. Wow, I actually want to talk about these two. So I've passed over Masquerain before, but I just want to mention it quickly. It's got a neat attack. So Struggle Bug, for 1 colorless, does 30, and you move an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon to one of their benched. So its attack is really disruptive, and you could combine it with other energy disruption
as well.
Yeah, to really mess with your opponent. Like, between Team Skullgrunt, you got Slow King from one of the sets recently. So another budget deck idea for a bit of fun at League. And then we got Pyukumuku. So I only want to talk about this for the ability. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is knocked out by an attack from your opponent, put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. It's not necessarily going to see play, but in its out is really strong. To do that much damage from getting... Yeah, and see, there was a similar Carvana, I think that had an ability that put 20 every time it got attacked. But it was always going to get one hit KO, so you could never maximize that ability.
Oh, is that a Sharpedo?
So there's a Sharpedo with an ability that's like that.
Yeah.
But there was a Carvana before with Rough Skin.
Oh, okay.
In Flashfire. Oh, not Carvana, Quillfish.
Oh, Quillfish, yes.
Quillfish. Yeah, so... Alright. Well, we got a Nebby.
Get in the bag.
Okay.
Cosmog.
Fomantis. So that evolves into Lurantis. Grimer. Togedemaru. Stuffle. Rev Timeable. Serena. Better talk about Serena. Grass, Poliwag, Crushing Hammer, Torracat. So, Serena is a very interesting disruption card. The ability Queenly Majesty. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may have your opponent reveal their hand, then discard a card from it. That is quite strong.
Yeah. Yeah, you can continuously spam it because Devolution Spray is still in format.
Along with Forest of Giant Plants. So Queenly Majesty is really interesting because it doesn't... You don't need to discard their whole hand, right?
No, not at all.
You just need to discard the one card that's going to keep their hand going. Often people will keep one Supporter in hand or one Verse Seeker in hand. And between this and Delinquent, like...
Yeah. You can shred someone's hand really quickly.
Yeah. Well, this, especially because you get to look and pick one and get rid of it.
Yeah. It's not just, like, randomly choosing one. It's just looking at your opponent's hand, seeing what they have, and what knowledge you can use to...
Yeah, so Serena, keep an eye out for that one. It's another... There's lots of disruptive options in this set. Yeah. So, what's this one? Torracat. Incineroar.
Alright.
Okay. Fomantis. Grimer. Togedemaru. Stuff. Looks very similar to the previous pack.
Yeah.
Lilliput. Look at Colorless Rev. It's those stars. Beware. Fighting. Hypno. Big Malasada. Staney.
Not much to see there, hey?
Yeah. Not too much going on.
Let's move on to the next one.
Sigil. Grimer. Togedemaru. Stuffle. Marine. Jupiter. Torracat. Incineroar GX. I actually really wanted this, so we'll put him down. Psychic. Wishy-washy. That one's a bit funny, so I'm going to talk about it too. Rare Candy and Araquanids. I really like that art. And then Araquanid's worth just having a brief mention about, so... Let's start with... We'll leave Incineroar to the end. So Wishy-washy. Cowardice is a bit weird. You can discard all cards attached... So once per turn, discard everything attached to this guy. Return it to your hand. You can't use this ability during your first turn or during the turn it was put into play. So... It's very weird. Like, it doesn't seem like a very good ability, but historically, abilities like this can also... be good. In Expanded, what you could do is use Reuniclus to move damage to it, and then use Cowardice to put it back in your hand to effectively heal damage like repeatedly.
Yeah.
But they've balanced it by saying that you can't use it on the turn that it was put into play. So you can't just go like Cowardice. So you couldn't just loop it repeatedly. And having the ability to read that way too means that putting it into your hand doesn't reset the effect either, so it's interesting. Araquanid, so the interesting thing here is that its ability says, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's fire Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's like a showstopper for Volcanion.
Yeah.
Can't do anything.
Not really.
Well, like, you would have to start using Hexmaniac or something.
That hurts your own ability too.
Yeah. Whether that makes this a worthy inclusion into your deck, don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's hard to say, because it's also a Water-type Pokemon, so Water-types already have the edge on
Volcanion
on Fire-types anyway, so, yeah, interesting, we'll see. And then we got Incineroar, one of the 3 starter final evolutions. And the first attack and the third attack is what you want to talk about. Hustling Strike is pretty much what dictates what this card will do. It does 20 more for each of your benched fire Pokemon. So base 10, 20 more for each. Yeah. It's kind of like Empoleon.
Yeah.
Except it only counts like your own bench.
Yeah. But that's still pretty
Actually,
strong.
It makes it a bit more like Raichu.
Yeah. Because you can just pair that with Skyfield and just get going, really.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's a stage 2.
And it's not grass. You don't have forest.
There's not a lot of basic fire Pokemon at the moment. We've got Oricorio coming, which is a really good fire type Pokemon, but it's not out yet. So there's not actually a lot of fire Pokemon that you can put on your bench that synergize well with this.
With it. Like, you might as well just be playing Volcanion instead of playing
It's funny because all the other fire Pokemon synergize well with each other. Incineroar kind of, it wants it to do it. It wants to do it its way.
Own, yeah.
So, but yeah, I definitely want to give this a go. And Burning Slam GX, your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, and it does 200 damage. So with the new burn rules, that's like 220 almost.
Yeah.
Like, save for anything preventing special conditions. With the potential for that to be more. So that's good. I'm gonna try and build an Incineroar deck, so we'll see. Winona. Man, this video is gonna be like an hour long. Hopefully, like, the next 10 minutes just zip by.
It's because we found cards we haven't talked about yet. That's why.
Yeah. Okay.
Psyduck.
Spearow. Dratini. Signs of
Evolution.
So, its first attack lets you search your deck for either a Dratini, Dragonair, or Dragonite and put them into your hand. So there it is, helping itself, giving itself a good attack on the first turn for a Dragonair base deck. Cutiefly, Chinchou, Beware, Rev, Cosmoem. Now you notice Cosmoem is a rare. You can't sort of see it, but, like, look at it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it's a rare.
Which is interesting because that means it's harder to get.
So, Water Energy, Pokeball, Hypno, Big Malasada. So, other than the Cosmoem being rare, not too much to report there. Solgio. Hey guys, sorry about that. My phone stopped and said you can't have a video more than 4 gigabytes in size, so we're gonna stop you there. So we've started up a new video. Yeah, here we go. So, Growlithe, Crabrawler, Mareanie, Roggenrola, Rattata, Shelter, Stoutland, Grass, Repel, Pelipper, Pokeball. Nothing too exciting. Repel is kind of like an escape rope without the switch part, so it just forces your opponent to switch. Stoutland's first attack makes your opponent's Pokemon do 50 less, so not that interesting. It's got a lot of HP, 150, but yeah. Primarina.
So Grubbin, Zubat, Torkoal, Rowlet, Drowsy, Caterpie, and Ribombee. So that's Lightning Energy, Dartrix, Persian, and Herdier.
So the Herdier is interesting, and we'll talk about Ribombee very quickly. Ribombee's, you're only really looking at it for the ability, once during a turn, heal 20 damage from one of your Pokemon. Kind of outshined by effects like Rough Seas and stuff like that, so it's not that great, but it's an interesting effect nonetheless. Herdier, when you evolve to Herdier, you put an item card from your discard pile to your hand, which, if you really wanted to play a Stoutland deck, well, Herdier's ability is very good. It lets you get back an item that you could use to, say, get an Ultra Ball, search for the evolution, things like that. Being able to get items back is always good.
Right.
So
we have Skarmory, Caterpie, Sandygast, Roggenrola, Cosmog, Spinda, Toucannon, and Fairy Energy. Corsola, Repel, Pelipper. Nothing much in that one.
no. Echoed Voice does 60 and then 60 more next turn. Yeah. It's got a lot of HP, but you would hope so for a stage 2. I like it. Hopefully we get a GX2 cannon.
That would be sweet.
But unfortunately, no plans for that yet.
So we have Caterpie, Sandygast, Roggenrola, Cosmog, Fomantis, Wingull, Cloyster, Fire Energy, Energy Switch, Professor Kukui, and Corsola.
So this is the first pack that we've got a Kukui in. Kukui is a good supporter. It's kind of like Giovanni, but it has both effects instead of just one. This is draw 2 cards, during your turn your Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active.
That's pretty good. It's better than Giovanni.
Yeah. Power creep on Buck's training, which only lets you do 10 damage, but still lets you draw 2 cards. What do you think? Like, the fact that this Professor is not a discard your hand, draw 7 cards supporter, what do you think?
I think it's still good, though. It has a place because it does the 20 damage that you'd usually want with Giovanni, and it lets you draw 2 cards. And when you're going into late game, those 2 cards could mean winning or losing the game as well.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes, like, the stuff in your hand's pretty good anyway, so being able to draw 2 cards is awesome, like, on top of being able to do the damage. Yeah. So any deck that runs Giovanni will probably drop it in favour of Kukui. The only difference is that Giovanni lets you draw an extra card off its effect, but you have to choose between either the draw or the 20 damage, so it's not as good. The other thing I wanted to mention was the fact that it's not another Sycamore, which means the game might well be very slow, or like will slow down as cards rotate. So that's exciting, as long as they don't decide to reprint
Sycamore again. Yeah. All right. So we have Sandile, Pickpack, Spearow, Fomantis, Morlo, Gramble, Beware, Psychic Energy, Elma, Passimian, and Pokemon Catcher.
I'll mention Lima briefly. Yep. Each player shuffles their hand and then flips a coin, shuffles it back into their deck. And if you get heads, you draw 6. If tails, they draw 3. So both players flip and they follow the effect. It is not that good. You've got N, you've got Judge, you've got so many ways to disrupt. And draw well. Like, you're the master of your own destiny with N, so I don't think Lima's very good.
So,
I would definitely be playing Lily over that card.
Pickpack, Spearow, Fomantis, Morlo, Skarmory, Togedemaru, Stoutland, Dark Energy, Araquanid, Spinda, and Elma.
Starting to get through them now, which is good.
So, Popplio, Growlithe, Grubbin.
Oh,
I see something too. Torkoal, Energy Switch, so Galio.
Wow.
Okay.
We're getting the whole party.
Yeah. Pelipper and XP Share. Oh.
I love that they reprinted the XP Share. Yeah. I won't show it because it's a card that we've seen already, but it's a very good card. Solgaleo, or Solgaleo. Anyway,
we're not sure.
Let's see. Let's read it.
Yeah.
So it's a stage 2. It also evolves from Cosmoem. So both Lunala and Solageo could be played in the same deck. And you almost have no reason not to want to. So, Ultra Road, once during a turn, you may switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched. That's awesome. An ability which is a free switch every turn is sweet. Sunsteel Strike, discard all energy from this Pokemon, but it does 230 damage.
Which is pretty huge.
Its GX is what makes it so interesting. So, for 1 metal, search your deck for up to 5 energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. What do you think?
I think it's good, but the issue with that is I don't think it does enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's 5 energy, but does it say any energy or just
Yeah, it says any energy.
Any energy. So that could mean double colors or rainbow? Or
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And double dragon.
Okay, I changed my mind.
So you could play it with all sorts of energy heavy, like Pokemon that you would not normally have any way of powering up. Like very practically. So we'll put them over here. Okay. So
Fearow, Grubbin, Drowsy, Crabrawler, Sandile, Herdier, Butterfree, Fighting Energy, Candy, Raquanid, and Spindle.
Rare Candy is the thing that you're going to need for those Lunala and Solageo decks. And Incineroar too. I'm going to put these over here so they're always in shot. It's Decidueye that doesn't need it because it's a grass type. So we've got four normal art.
Which is pretty good. We got a variety. So
yeah, and like the artwork is awesome too. Even just because like the artwork spans like the whole card. Yeah.
So we have Cosmog, Litten, Psyduck, Bonsweet, Lillipup, Stuffle, Crabominable. Sorry about that.
Crabominable.
Grass Energy, Herdier, Wishy-Washy, and Rare Candy.
So,
not much there.
What? We're getting there.
We're getting to the end soon.
Hopefully.
Alright. So we have Drowsy, Cutiefly, Makuhita, Snubble, Rattata, Vikavolt.
That's interesting.
It's
the double. It's the double.
Alright, Fire Energy, Pyukumuku, Big Malasada, and Brionne. That's pretty good.
So getting 2 is pretty nice. Alright, let's talk about Vikavolt. 150 HP is pretty big. It's got a really fat retreat cost at 3. But that's alright. It's surprising its retreat cost because it's like a flying bug.
Yeah.
But anyway, strong charge. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a grass and a lightning energy and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like, and then shuffle your deck. So it's an ability that not only searches energy from your deck, but attaches them straight to your Pokemon.
Straight away, yeah.
Good? Yeah. Yes? No?
Yes, could be good. You'd have to really just test it out and see. And the issue is, like, what do you pair it with?
Yeah.
What needs grass, what needs lightning? Like, what can you think of at the moment that needs those 2 cards?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So if you can find the right partner, awesome ability. So
because otherwise you just run Max Elixir and like, you know what I mean? If you don't need those 2 specific energies. Yeah. Alright.
Enjoy.
Let's open that one up. Alright, Poliwag, Sandygast, Eevee, Crabrawler, Marini, Golduck.
Whoa!
Oh! Sorry.
Lightning Energy,
Dartrix, Pokeball, Bramble. Got a bit excited there.
It's a full art Lunala GX.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, we've already talked about it, but let's just appreciate its majesty for a sec.
Yeah.
I bought Pokemon Moon because I like this legendary a lot.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's like the bat Pokemon. Anyway. Next pack. So we got 4 ultra rares. Well, 5 ultra rares, one full art. Do full arts count as ultra rare? Yeah, I guess so.
Let's see.
Rowlet,
Drowsy, Cutiefly, Makuhita, Snubble, Poison Barb.
Poison Barb's worth talking about.
Toucannon, Water Energy, Golbat, Dragonair, and Poliwhirl.
So, just briefly, Poison Barb. You attach it to your Pokemon. When it gets damaged by an attack, even if it's knocked out, the attacking Pokemon gets poisoned. So it punishes your opponent for attacking the Pokemon, the Pokemon that this is equipped to by poisoning it. And there are effects out there where attacks do more damage if they're poisoned, or I think Toxapex is one of them, actually.
Yeah.
That says that it does like 50 and 50 more if they're poisoned, so... and residual damage on an opposing Pokemon is never a bad thing, so... Poison Barb is worth having a playset of and just stashing it until they become good, because I'm sure they will.
Hello, Meowth.
It's got another free attack.
Yeah. Ooh, Big Pack, Eevee, Psyduck, Spearow, Sandile, Cosmoem, Metal Energy, Passimian. Nice.
I think that's 4?
No, that's 3.
Okay.
3 so far. Let's see if we can get the last one in these packs. Alright. So yeah,
Okay.
Dratini,
Dratini.
Wingull, Stuffle, Poplio, Zubat, Pyukumuku, Crobat, Hollow, Grass Energy, Alolan Raticate, Wishy-Washy, and How.
So How, classic draw 3 cards effect. Sad for How. Alolan Raticate we'll talk about briefly. Evil Orders. Search your deck for a number of cards up to the number of your bench Pokemon and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. If you have a full bench of 5 Pokemon, you just get to search your deck for 5 cards. Any effect that says pick a card from your deck is worth
looking at and worth testing.
Well, it's always worth your attention.
Yeah.
Whether
it's good
whether the game will slow down enough for Raticate to be worth playing.
Yeah.
There's another question. So maybe one day the game will be slow enough where we won't be able to discard our hands and draw 7 cards or use setup with Shaman. That will make Evil Orders actually really viable. Good, yeah. Last few. Let's go.
Getting down to it. Alright. So we have Cutiefly, Makuhita, Snubbull, Alolan Rattata, Sandile, Cosmoem, Cloyster, Psychic Energy, Alolan Persian, Hardier, and Wishy-Washy. Not too much in that one.
I've got enough Cosmoems now, I think, hey. Solgaleo. I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time because I didn't play Pokemon Sun.
Cosmog, Lillipup, Wingull, Snubbull, Carvanha, Fearow, Hariyama, Water Energy, Double Colorless, Pyukumuku, and Krokorok. Alright, Marini, Dewpider, Bunsweep, Lillipup, Paris, Rotomdex.
Yeah, we better talk about that
one.
Lantern.
Dark Energy, sorry. Krokorok, Rainbow Energy. Ooh, nice art.
Yeah, it looks different, hey.
Yeah.
It's actually surprising. See, what's interesting is like how the orb in the middle doesn't go all the way to the edge.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what makes it look kind of cool, yeah. Charger Bug. So, Rotomdex. You basically take the number of prize cards you have left, shuffle them into your deck, and then take that many cards from the top of your deck and put them face down. So you basically swap out your prizes for another set. So if you're playing a deck that's really reliant on certain cards in your deck,
evolution decks,
or maybe like you're running like a 4 double colorless energy deck like you would with Passimian, Rotomdex
is really good.
So you can get those cards back. Okay. Last 5 packs. Feels like we've been opening packs for
a long
ages. Getting there. Okay.
Alright, so we have Grubbin, Zubat, Torkoal, Rowlet, Drowsy, Alolan Raticate, Sharpedo, Metal Energy, Energy Retrieval, Steenie, and Spinda.
So talk about Sharpedo very briefly. It's got an interesting ability. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent's attack, even if this is knocked out, put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's got an ability that just bites the enemy back for attacking you. 3 damage counters, not really enough to make it worth looking at, especially because it's a stage 1.
Yeah.
Aqua Impact, pretty average attack for the attack cost as well, so might not see much competitive play, but maybe you want to make a fun deck around that and Pyukumuku and Bursting Balloon, where your opponent just keeps on doing damage to themselves. Could be interesting. Maybe you pair it with Decidueye GX as well and do even more just damage, residual damage.
So we have Growlithe, Grubbin, Zubat, Torkoal.
Yep.
Rowlet, Hypno, Decidueye.
So it's the regular Decidueye, but it's not very interesting.
Interesting, yeah. Fairy Energy, Rainbow Energy, Charjabug, and Rotom-Dex. Oh, these two.
Keep bumping the stand.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it to stay still before, but oh, it's good now.
Alolan Diglett. Oh, Spelunk.
It's a free attack as well.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
So, yeah.
Dewpider, Alolan Meowth, Growlithe, Roggenrola, Morlul, Palossand, Water Energy, Rotom-Dex, Dartrix, and Nestball.
So Nestball is the most playable card there. We'll talk very quickly about Palossand. Do Palossand first. So, the ability says it takes 20 less damage from attacks. Absorb Vitality says heal from this Pokemon the same amount of damage you did to your opponent's active Pokemon. So, start off with 50 base.
Yeah.
And then you attach strong energies, and that increases the damage.
Yeah.
And you've got Regirock EX and things like that too, so it's interesting. It can heal itself quite a lot, but its HP is really low. So not sure how good that's going to be. And then you've got Nest Ball. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it onto your bench.
That's pretty good.
It is awesome for setup decks, I think.
It's really good in Vileplume.
It makes it so Level Ball is still unique in its own right, because certain decks you can search for both the basic and the stage 1 with the Level Ball.
Yeah.
Nest Ball, will be good. It'll be worth a look in certain decks, I think, for sure.
And the only reason I mentioned Vileplume was because in that deck you play heaps of basic Pokemon in different, types and stuff. So Nest Ball's good to get those.
Yeah, for sure. Without like the big cost of Ultra Ball, having to discard cards. So,
So we have Zubat, Popplio, Togedemaru, Shelter, Makuhita, Alolan Meowth, Team Skullgrunt. That's nice.
Full art. So we've talked about this card before, but just look at it for a sec. It looks really cool. So we've got 2 full arts now in this box.
Dark Energy, Potion, Hypno, and Switch.
I like the new Switch art.
Yeah. Alright, last pack.
Last pack. Do you want to touch it for luck? Do you want to open this one?
Okay, I'll open this.
You open this one, so I'll finally get out of the way. I was meant to stop and let you open the second lot, but the video is taking so long, so I thought
alright.
I better just open the majority.
I hope I can open it. There we go.
It's a bit awkward, like we're holding our hands around like the stand and the table and stuff.
So we have Fearow.
Yeah. Litten, Yungoos, Surskit, Wingull, Rev Lantern, Toucanon is the rare, Lightning Energy,
Nest
Ball, Dartrix, and Persian, Alolan Persian. So that wraps it up. So we haven't done too bad. 2 full arts, a bunch of normal arts, no hyper rares, which is a little disappointing.
Yeah.
So hyper rare is the new rarity introduced for Sun and Moon. It's like it's kind of like it looks like the ghost rares in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It makes the cards like really silvery,
holographic,
and shiny. So it has the same art as the full art, but it creates that silvery effect, that ghostly effect, I guess.
I guess the thing you can think of is legendary. Was it Legendary Treasures, or was it...
Yeah, the full art Zekrom and Reshiram.
And that Dialga as well. That's the thing I was thinking of.
Yeah. So it's kind of like those, where you sort of like get the outline, kind of what the full art was. Yeah, so they're really cool. And no secret rares, but secret rares, based on news from pre-releases, has been notoriously difficult to find in packs. Like... Lots of stories of entire stores and no secret rares being pulled, so...
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they're quite elusive, so keep an eye out for that Ultra Ball. It's...
going to cost a lot.
Yeah, full art Ultra Ball, if you get it secret rare, you are sitting on a money card.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for Jessica and I. Thank you for watching the video, and thanks for visiting ATGN, and thank you to Banter who provided this booster box so for us to review. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you later.
Thank you all, see you later.